Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you guys are doing well today. Good to see ya. We got a matchup against my homie here. He's playing starter deck 14 Luffy, the 3D2Y, and this is a deck that I played against him last week, and he asked me for my list because he was interested in how it was playing out and whatnot. So I think he's running a very similar list to some of the matches I might have uploaded last week, where I had the deck list in the description for those. But I knew that I wanted to keep this hand because I drew into 2 poly, and knowing the 3D2Y Luffy's, ideal curve and what they're looking for, poly is just so successful in dealing with, that really pesky, annoying Kuzan on certain turns. Now, obviously, I'm going first here, so first is actually pretty solid for getting poly on curve to deal with Kuzan. But if I was going second, that +1 from Luffy's leader effect does make it quite annoying for me to have to deal with. But I am just going to use leader effect. I'm going to play out a 4-cost vanilla. It's just a little pressure. It's, it gets him kind of annoyed, and I'll only have to defend a 5k swing. So I do get out of this. He does play the Kuzan, so perfect curve for my opponent so far. But we also have the perfect curve ourselves. So I'm just going to swing 5 here. Just test the waters, see what's up. He does have a brand new that he just flashed right there, and I think he decides to counter out with it. I do end up realizing that I made a bit of a mistake, but yet again, we're just friends playing at locals, so very easy to remedy. I just use my leader effect first like I should have, and then we KO the Kuzan and swing 7 to life. Excuse me. Gosh, these allergies are not going anywhere anytime soon. My voice is like almost back to normal, but it just feels like the cough is inevitably staying with me. It's like a bad X, I have no idea what that meant. I'm not even gonna lie. But we do have the starter deck 14 Luffy staring me down right now. He's got for 6 Dawn, he doesn't have a really great play other than Sanji here. So with a 7k swing, I know that I don't have to worry about Sanji. I could just 0-cost counter out of this. I could just take it. It's not like the worst thing in the world to take, but yeah, which I do decide to do. And he puts down a Borsalino. Now, Borsalino is actually not terrible for us here to deal with, but it does kind of slow down my plans. I was trying to use the 9-cost Kaido, but I don't really, and gain some sort of value out of it, but I don't really have to now. So he's just going to get out of these with a couple of 2k counters. I'm just going to go ahead and play Kid, and then I can play Queen right after. Use that Dawn -1 effect to get a little bit of card cycle, and as you can see, our hand is crazy. We are just drawing all the counter power in the world right now. I get that Dawn back from Kid though, and I can do another 6k. So I'm either getting 3 2ks out of his hand, or I get 2 2ks and a 1. Super solid for us, and we've just developed an absolutely insane amount of blockers. We've literally drawn the nuts this game. This is exactly what I want, and it's perfect. It basically doesn't get better than this. My hand is full of counter. I have the 9-cost Kaido. He's thinking of what he wants to do with this Dawn. He does end up using the Ice Age onto my useless Captain Kid. He just taps Jack so that he can get that off the out of the way, and then I'll go ahead and block that 5k swing since he can't get up to 7 until next turn. Now I have an opportunity here to play out the Kaido, swing into Jack, but I also just could develop another Kid blocker, play another Queen cycle, and just kind of prepare, just keep swinging a bunch of 6ks, and I'm feeling pretty good about it, to be fair. I think we're in a great spot. I'm just going to keep swinging 6. I'm going to be very annoying. He does get out of this with a Suru counter. I have... I'm pretty sure I feel safe enough to be swinging Queen here, because Jack is more of a utility card for him at this point versus, you know, something he's going to be swinging with more often than not. So I'm just going to pressure with queen. And we do end up getting him down to 1 life here, which is pretty good. I am just going to go ahead and play the kid and queen again. I still think it would have been fine for me to play Kaido here. I have no problems with that whatsoever. I think Kaido would have been perfectly fine, but I just was like, you know, why not? I just get a bunch more 6k swings for the next turn. We've drawn the absolute nuts. I can defend my board super easily because I have like 47,000 counter in hand, basically. You know, Jack is obviously a bit of a nuisance, but it's really not that bad when it feels like I've pressured him early enough that he can't set up his board. So does play out the Rebecca with the Gecko Moria here, and is thinking of what card he wants to play out as the second character. This could be, obviously, if he has another brand new in trash, which I do believe he countered out with a brand new earlier. That could be an option. He also could use Suru. I think he's kind of going through that decision process right now, as if he uses Suru, then he can like lower, let's say, my useless kid to a 3 cost, which it looks like he is going to do. So he does go with kid, lowers it down to a 3 cost, and now you can tap Jack to KO the kid. Oh, actually, wait. Oh, man, I think he's actually deciding between the two. Oh, no, he's deciding to pick up the, pick up the 2k counter. Why am I forgetting the name of it? Oh, my gosh, T-Bone. But I think, oh, I see. He played out, no, I think he accidentally just put Suru back in trash. I don't think it was, like, intentional, but I think he just accidentally put Suru back in trash. I was about to say that I thought it might have been that he played brand new over the Suru, but then brand new would still be on the board. So, a little bit of an accident, but it's not really relevant that it's in trash. I am just going to swing 6, though. We get a 2k counter. Swing another 6. I believe we'll just get another 2k. I did go... I'm going pretty aggressive here, but it's also very safe for me to do so because I have a ton of counter in hand. Kaido can switch up and go to Jack here, but he gives me 2 1ks. So now I know that the pressure's on. I think I make a bit of a mistake here, though, if I'm being completely honest. I think I swing with Queen first. I don't hate it, but at the same time, I think it's incorrect. I swing again with Queen. Yet again, just incorrect. We still get the game because he didn't have enough counter for us to go when we went 7 and 10 here. But I think that I could have just swung 6 with lead and then 6 with Queen, depending on how he reacts after that. Then I could use the leader effect to gain the 1 and go for the 7. But he also could have been baiting me, but it still would have left me a block alive. And yeah, I don't know. I just think that at the very end, the sequencing of my swings could have just been a little bit tighter there. And yeah, we start up a second match, though. Unfortunately, this time around, I don't have Pauly. And actually, I think that if I'm not mistaken, this was intentional. We realized like Pauly pretty much wins this matchup if you are able to see it on curve and take care of the Kuzan, which I do. And I think I ended up like mulliganing my hand to make sure that I didn't have Pauly because we wanted to see how the matchup would play if I wasn't able to do that card on curve. So that was kind of the objective of this second game. Is yet again, we're just friends. We're testing it out. We're trying out different things. We want to see how this goes. This is a bit of an unfortunate one. He swings 5 here, and I don't have a 1k that I would like to use, so I end up using a 2k. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I drew Pauly. I drew Pauly. I end up letting my opponent know about that. I was like, yeah, I could do it, but I'm not going to. I kind of want to see what it would be like if we use King here. But now, guess what? I'm just an idiot, and I forget that King's super reliant on my opponent being at 5 Dawn specifically. And so I end up realizing it afterwards, but we play through it anyways because we just kind of want to see how it would go, just having the tempo of playing down King this early in the match. you know, even with Kuzan on board, it does make removing the king like a little more annoying. It makes it so that you have to pretty much rely on seeing Sanji. But I am just going to swing 5 here. I think he just gets out of, or no, he's thinking about what card to counter out with. But yeah, we're just going to play down the 7-cost king yet again, because we wanted to try and make this a as much of a, you know, good test as possible. So I'll ramp to 7. I play down king. Oh, you know what? I do the Dawn minus, and then I realize he's only at 4 Dawn. Did I add the Dawn back? That's a good question. Oh, I might not have. Oh, I might not have. I just lost the Dawn. I am so bad. Oh, no. Oh, I didn't even think of it in the moment because I just realized I went Dawn -1 and yeah, I wasn't really thinking too much about that. Oh, that was just a terrible play then. God, we just did nothing. 0. I lost a Dawn and I didn't gain a rush. Oh, jeez. But yet again, I mean, we were just testing stuff out, but oh man, that's just bad. But now my opponent has, well, with this 7k, I actually feel really good. Like, it just means that more than likely, my king is staying on the board. He doesn't have the removal for that. But 2 Kuzans is a problem. That is, that's pretty annoying. That is pretty annoying. Now we're just going to play the poly. But we were just talking about it. You know, we just want to see what the card would be like not on curve, right? So not on curve, I get rid of one of the Kuzans, but I don't get rid of the second one. So you could argue that it was kind of irrelevant, but I would have been up a Dawn at this point and probably been at 10. So definitely relevant to some degree because then I could have Linlined. Yeah. Now, I do end up passing it back over. If he's got Jack here, Jack's going to be solid for him. So he does lower down my king. I have like little to no counter. This is very unfortunate that I just end up having to pitch a useless kid here. My king does get KO'd, but I know that I'll have like a really good chance of getting his Kuzan off the board the following turn. And now we're just going to see a 7k swing. I don't know if I should be countering out of this. I have Lin to heal up the following turn, so I think I'm feeling all right. I draw into another poly, though, which is kind of wild. Drawing into the Kaido right here is also kind of wild. So I believe that swinging 6 at life first, just to test the water, since he's only at 2 life, I probably get a 2k out of his hand, and then I could go for the 9-cost Kaido. Oh, I don't like this. Am I going 7 to life? I don't like this at all. I actually think that a 6 to life and then playing out Kaido, attaching 1 Dawn and swinging 11 would have been fine. But you know what? It worked out. It worked out pretty well for us. He did end up countering out of the 7k. But I think, I mean, I guess had he taken, he would have went to 0, which is just a little too scary. And I'm now going to go 10 into the Jack. Unfortunately, he just doesn't have the counter for it. Has to let it go. So that just worked out really well. I think that him going to 1 life, as unfortunate as it might seem, is probably his best play there. Maybe even 0 after the Kaido swing. But yeah, I mean, we've now pretty much solidified board. We've solidified too good of an opportunity here. And I think that as far as my testing into Black Luffy is concerned, I have tried playing against this matchup so many times to where it feels like, oh, did I miss counter right there? Because that was a 9k. I gave him a 0 and a 5. Oh, God, this whole second game is scuffed, guys. This whole second game is scuffed. Oh, I'm just bad at the game. I do apologize. Wow. I didn't even realize that I scuffed it that bad. Yeah. Well, I am a bit of a risk taker, though, and as silly as that might be, I play down king for 7. Realize that that's all my Dawn that I have to rest. I do a Dawn -1, and then leader effect to, like, take my life. This is so silly. And swing 7. But I knew that since the way that he countered out the previous turn, that I felt like he didn't have any bricks in hand. So, or excuse me, any counter in hand, and he only had bricks. So I was able to take the game there, and with the lucky last life of the 0-cost event, I actually would have been able to survive his like 11k, 12k from leader and Jack the following turn. Bit of a weird second game, but you know, I thought it was worth putting in here just because we wanted to test and see how, you know, some things on curve really felt. And honest to God, I just feel like Purple Luffy is not the greatest matchup for 3D2Y. I've tried it multiple times. I've been able to find some success, but it's really weird matchup. I'm not particularly fond of it. So Black Luffy, not too bad, but I hope you guys enjoyed the match, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.